All right, so July 19th, 2024, a seemingly ordinary day, right? Not exactly a date that will live in infamy, at least not in the traditional sense, but for many it became a day that made you want to chuck your computer out the window in sheer frustration. See, that was the day CrowdStrike, the cybersecurity giant, they screwed the pooch, big time. They released a software update. Sounds boring, right? Just another routine update. Except this update, well, it didn't play nice with a whole lot of systems. It was a disaster waiting to happen. CrowdStrike released an update to its Falcon sensor security software. Instead of enhancing security, this update led to system crashes, rendering approximately 8.5 million Windows computers inoperable. Banks? Yeah, they couldn't process transactions, people couldn't access their money. And hospitals? They were stuck using pen and paper, which, believe me, is about as fun as it sounds when you're trying to, save lives. Absolute chaos. Turns out when your entire digital infrastructure relies on a few key players, a tiny mistake can snowball into a global IT meltdown. Who knew, right? It was a stark reminder of our digital world's fragility. Imagine this. You're at the airport ready for that long-awaited vacation and the board just reads delayed, cancelled, cancelled, delayed. The frustration is palpable and the air is thick with anxiety. That was the reality for thousands of passengers worldwide. People were stuck in limbo, unsure of when or if they would reach their destinations. The repercussions were immediate and widespread. Flights were grounded, folks were stranded, and let's just say Twitter was a very, very angry place that day. Social media was flooded with complaints and desperate pleas for information. But it wasn't just air travel. ATMs went dry. Credit card transactions? Nope. People were left scrambling for cash, a rare sight in today's digital age. Suddenly we were thrust back into the dark ages of cash and checks. Remember those? It felt like a blast from the past, a time we thought we'd left behind. Hospitals, dealing with literal life or death situations, were forced to rely on backup systems and manual record keeping. The stakes were incredibly high and the pressure was immense. It was like someone hit the rewind button on technological progress. We were suddenly reminded of how much we depend on technology and how quickly things can fall apart without it. Unsurprisingly, the markets did not take kindly to this whole global IT meltdown thing. CrowdStrike stock took a nosedive and investors were left picking up the pieces of their shattered portfolios. And the lawsuits, oh boy, the lawsuits. Delta Airlines, which suffered significant disruptions, filed a lawsuit against CrowdStrike, seeking $500 million in damages. Then came the congressional hearings where CrowdStrike's senior vice president, Adam Myers, testified before the House Subcommittee on Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Protection, offering a public apology and outlining steps to prevent future incidents, and had to explain to a bunch of grumpy senators how a minor software update could bring the world to its knees. There were apologies, promises of investigations, and a whole lot of finger-pointing. In the wake of this digital disaster, the tech world was left reeling. CrowdStrike had to do some serious damage control, and fast. They rolled back the faulty update, issued patches, and communicated transparently with their users. Their teams worked around the clock, basically bending over backwards to get everyone back online. They also promised to revamp their testing procedures, ensuring such a mishap wouldn't happen again. Because, maybe testing things thoroughly before you unleash them on the world is a good idea. This whole debacle was a wake-up call, not just for CrowdStrike, but for the entire tech industry. It underscored the importance of rigorous testing, robust backup plans, and constant vigilance. It highlighted the need for rigorous testing, robust backup plans, and a proactive approach to cybersecurity, and maybe, just maybe, a little less dependence on single points of failure in our increasingly digital lives. Please like and subscribe for more IT and cybersecurity updates.